And hello, welcome everybody for to this Thursday stream. So weird, and I totally get why you're critical about this Define the Dollar. I'm sorry, it was my bad. I was sick, and I still I'm recovering. I'm let's say 80% back. Um, my son brought home a cold. Seems like not as resilient right now as I used to. Whatever at the same time. So got it. So sorry for that. And we didn't want to leave you in the cold. So yeah, my older son was nothing super bad. It just was bad enough for me to say, hey, if I have to do a stream in this condition, then none of us is gonna have fun. So
Yeah, I mean, streaming takes a lot of energy.
yeah, and I've done that before, and um, one or two of them ended not so well, right? You don't
I
feel
knew
if you.
something was wrong. Why are we swapping positions?
I just added you because Olga made this new studio for us, for me, for us. It's called Adrian's Studio. Cool. So we have everything Playmind related now, so it is cool. But why we're swapped in positions, I have no idea.
I knew something was up. Like, I felt uncomfortable, but I didn't know why. That's the reason.
You felt uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
you're on my
cool.
spot.
Um, yeah. So I'll be
Okay,
looking.
I
Oh,
fixed it.
how did you fix this? Did you just
I just,
drag and drop us?
yes, exactly. I did exactly that.
Oh my god, it's so intuitive.
Nice
So
user interface, actually.
StreamYard is cool. Uh, so we're back. Okay, so we're back in the more used setup. So everything is Playmind themed. So you obviously noticed. How is everyone? How is the chat? How are you, Santiago? How was your week so far? Um,
Doing great. I told you I was in a soccer tournament. We won. The only
Congrats.
downside is I have all my legs and muscles sore. I'm a medic, but I didn't even knew I had muscles in places that are hurting right now. But honestly, I'm quite happy. I mean, the market
I
is
mean, you
good.
won, right? It
I
was
won the
totally worth it.
tournament.
What was
Yes.
the prize money? Like, how many millions did you win?
Oh, millions? Not many. I mean, it was 24 games. To enter the tournament, you had to pay like $300 per team,
Oh
and the
wow. Okay.
prize money I think it is 1K. So considering
Okay,
that you
it's so
already
not
paid,
worth it
so
with the
considering you
odds.
already paid 300, then
Mm,
getting 1K, I mean, at least you can. We're going to host a nice barbecue, and that's it.
okay, yeah, that's good. I mean, it's more about the experience than the actual money, right? Obviously,
Yeah, I
the
mean, the
the
final
virtual
was
money.
vibrant. I mean, there was like 200 people. We went to penalties, so it's you can feel for a moment you're a pro player because during the penalty shootout, everyone was screaming at you. You felt the tension, but I actually loved it. It was a great experience. I will do it again, definitely.
Hey, next time you do that, tell the organizers that we'll be sponsoring tokens. By that time, probably is gonna be play tokens. Um, if everyone downloads the Wombat app, right, and then they will we'll put up some. We'll sponsor this like for free,
We
essentially.
could actually our team could use a sponsor, so we could put you
Oh,
in the
the
equipment.
Playmind team, just like with stake.com and Kick, basically they're sponsoring a Formula One team, right?
Which one?
Well, they're called, I don't know, it's always so difficult, but it's they used to be called Stake F1 team, but this year
Williams?
they're called Kick blah 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 something. Um,
I don't know which one is it. Kicksover? No,
no, Kick F1 team.
Stake F1 team. Kick. No,
Kick Sauber F1 racing team. Yeah. So if they can do that, right, then we can totally sponsor sponsor your football team, soccer team.
Interesting. Do you follow the Formula One?
I used to, back when I was, I don't know, a teenager or in my early 20s. The races typically were at 2 p.m. Central European time, right? Because most races were like in Europe or whatever, so not too far out, and there were very few races in totally different time zones. So this would be my Sunday afternoon kind of pastime. I was typically on a Sunday you were hungover as a student, right? So, and it's so nice to fall asleep to this monotonous sound of the cars, right? I would always fall asleep on the couch. This was really good for falling asleep because come on, Formula One is really boring most of the time, right? There's not much happening.
It is boring.
And I think they're doing a good job overall with marketing this now over the last few years, right? After Bernie Ecclestone sold this to, like, I forgot what the company's called, but so now they're making it much more commercial and basically having more races in the US and so on, right? And different time zones. So it's totally different that there's more races overall.
I like it, yeah.
I just realized that a year ago, like last season, that Stake.com had their own Formula One team, right? And it's funny, if you look through the names, they are all sponsored by somebody. So it's almost like in cycling. In cycling, every team somehow belongs to a company, right?
Yes.
It's really funny that we're now basically getting into the situation with Formula One as well, which makes
I really have done a great job because actually I started to see them on my timeline. So now I know about Formula One because I have seen TikToks and I have even watched some races because of it. I know I'm from Red Bull. Lately, I don't like them that much, but I like a lot Max Verstappen, and I used to like a lot Checo Perez because he's Mexican. Checo Perez, the one from Red Bull.
Checo.
He's no longer there, though.
Yeah. So, that's Formula One. So what else? There's been a lot of new stuff on Dungeon Master recently.
So yeah, we have a lot of stuff and we have a lot of announcements also to make, but we are trying to space them out a little bit so you don't guys get like bumped with a lot of stuff. So first things first, we released the Gamer Cave enhancement. So far, the feedback has been great from you guys. I'm glad you liked it.
So you told me the same thing today, that everybody liked it, but I'm curious about whether the people who are in the chat actually liked it like it as well, right? Or whether there's actually maybe more criticism once there's other people.
I always read the Discord chat, so I'm always reading it, and I was like, yeah, they took it well. And also the reactions of the announcements, you can actually tell if they liked it or not based on their reactions. So you can
look, Crypto Infinity is max enthusiastic. It's something.
Yeah,
something.
Hi.
But we of course have it's the combination of doing something with the mob tokens and the mob Wombatiums and the items themselves, right? So and obviously Beantown Bob have maxed out the Red Gamer PC.
Nice. Okay, he already showed a little bit more hype. I liked it. No, I mean, right now you can get your gamer PC based on red, blue, and yellow. I think we should tell people that there is also a new governance poll right now that is live. And you should go check it out. The governance poll is very simple. It is asking which gamer PC should receive a 2x mining power boost for the rest of the season. We plan to do this seasonal, and we plan to give a lot of emphasis into these kind of collections because we plan to continue growing over on the Gamer Cave. Right now we have the gamer PCs. maybe we can later on go into overclock PCs or maybe gamer room PCs. So we have a lot of room to expand. We actually have a path that we like, so we can continue working on it. So as we want to do it seasonal, and we also want to involve the mods, we want to test it out. Like right now, we have the poll into which one you want to give a 2x mining power boost. I like that you made it, but I don't like the way you made it. Too simple, and again, MP the only thing that matters. That is true. We need more mechanics to be able to make the game more competitive. Any sidekicks for that collection? That is interesting. In the last chat with PM, I told the guys about the idea of a gems sidekick, and they didn't like it at all. Can you post the link voting? Sure.
Let's not move too fast here because I'm really curious. First, the sidekick discussion is a very good one, but also what Ving has been bringing up regarding the MP, and you're saying, okay, we need other mechanics, but maybe Ving would have or anyone else suggestions for what else we might have done with the gamer PCs other than just MP. Because yes, okay, we understand that this is let's say boring because it's always the same, but what else would this be, right? So that's what I'm wondering, because these are NFTs that are for staking, right? And staking creates MP, and if you want to upgrade something, then yeah, that's a way. Okay. Now earlier, just a few like an hour ago or so, Santiago and I spoke about material and resources, and maybe doing something with that and making those upgradable potentially, whatever. So would that be something that's more interesting to folks like Ving, or is there, yeah, whatever else, right? I mean, we're really just looking for input here, or I am. Maybe Santiago isn't, but
no, me too. I'm sure.
interested.
I'm always trying to listen for feedback.
So that's this discussion. Are there things that we already have available that we could change there, right? And then regarding the sidekicks discussion, I'm curious because typically we would have sidekicks for both the gamer cave and the gems, right? Because back in the past we issued sidekicks for all of our collections. Now the question is, why wouldn't we have them for gamer cave or for the gems? Like, what opposes the idea of having a gem sidekick? Because, well, what I said to you when you, like Santiago, when you asked me about sidekicks, is that the last few times we issued them in packs. So if we wanted to make a gems sidekick, then we would probably put it in a pack with 4, 5, 6 different other sidekicks, and we would want to have collaborations for those. No problem, we can have them. But that's how we used to do that, right? So question is, do we not want them?
Gems and haze other equipment, there should be no sidekick for gems, but gems can also be stickable. I mean, there's not one intended way of using gems. There's a lot. So yeah. We need 26. I need to highlight comments because I'm losing a lot of stuff. Wait.
Yeah, Anzi has been bringing up the topic that we need more mob combinations.
Oh, it was from Amsi Girl, yes.
And that it's 26 to maximize one PC. So that was a thing that was totally clear early on when we designed that. So now the question is, should we just bring back the mob Wombatium drops the same way that they used to be, right? With the mob tokens and Wombat as alternative payment option for whatever it was, 1,000 Wombat, and I think it was a billion. So it's so difficult with the numbers for the mob tokens because they're so small in denomination. Or should there be something else? And Santiago, is that an idea? You want to talk about this already, or do you want to keep that for later?
We can talk about it. Let me look for the picture. Maybe we can show it a little bit more. What do you think? We can show the concept.
I'm okay with this, right?
I'm just looking for the image because I don't have it here.
But Enzi is supporting the notion of gems not supposed to be staked, and so therefore there shouldn't be a sidekick. They have much cooler use case, but then again, if people are not using them for the cooler use case, I would agree, right? I would have appreciated them not being stakeable at all, but then the question is, are people actually using them for what they are supposed to be used for, right? And then I don't know. So what do we need to do in order for them to be basically just used for what they were intended to be used for? Well, that's the question, right? Because this was the whole thing. This is how it all started. The whole project was about creating them for the purpose of upgrading items.
Yeah, I mean, they have, as far as I see it, they have 3 use cases. First one, you can blend all the way to perfect and you can get the buyback, or you can upgrade them with items, which is the best use case in my opinion. And you can also stake them. The mining power is also very good. I think it is very good. So there's 3 ways of playing it. As always, we can try to hint people into which one is the intended or what we aim for, but we cannot really punish people for playing it in a different way that we gave them access to, for example, through staking.
Well, but we do, like, for us, it's actually better if people use them in upgrades, right? So I do agree. If people stake them, then they can still unstake them later and blend them up to perfect, and then redeem them for wax, right? So for us, it would be better if we just if they're just being used
I'm
up.
trying to share my screen, but it isn't showing it. Did it work?
It seems like it. What's this?
So yeah, of course, we knew people were not going to have enough mob combinations. Like there's only a 2k supply out of it, and we included them in the well. So we aim for them to be close to 280 after the season ends. But that is not even enough. Like right now, the mob combinations have been like burned over 50% of their supply, considering everything we had given. So we have the colorless combination, which is an idea that we have in order for you guys to be able to blend your favorite mob combination. I don't know if we should give more details out of it.
It's funny. What, like, do you have all the details about how you want to go about this, or are you still kind of?
It's the same details I told you about. So I'm not sure if they are final for us to tell to the people.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, that's up to you, right? Whatever you deem final, you can obviously.
So you will be able to use this colorless combination and blend it with something else to give it color.
Well,
if that makes
that's
sense.
kind of obvious.
Yes. So you can get your favorite mob combination and start upgrading it. We want to focus a lot on these gamer KPCs to start to give out more differentiation to the mob tokens and to the mob clans. So mob clans is redundant, but to the mobs. So we're also introducing the staking pool for that reason. I'm not sure if we are going to end up designing everything through voting because, yeah, whales will be whales, but maybe we can find something funnier that involves more of community interacting between each other. Maybe an next poll, like asking which mob combination should get the season 25 boost. That would be fun as well.
And devalue the people who have spent.
We can alternate it. It doesn't mean that we won't get back to staking, but we can make it more dynamic.
Or introduce quadratic voting.
Or introduce quadratic vote, as I told you, and as I have told everyone.
Okay. Okay.
So far, actually, the poll is the Blue Gamer PC is winning with 15 billion votes. The Red Gamer PC is slightly behind with 12 billion, and the Yellow Gamer PC is not receiving a lot of love.
You mean million? It's not billion. It's million.
Oh, million. Sorry, I didn't see the period. I thought it was.
Wait until I vote.
Yeah.
Hey, why can't I vote?
We need A to C for Wombations. We have A for Air Wombation, B for Big Wombation, C for Clear Wombation, D for Dog, and so on. Oh my god. I didn't realize that. And the C will be the Solar Wombation.
I'm already wondering whether we have anything for E. We don't have an Earth Wombation or anything, so.
Also, I almost forgot about it. Since we want people like to get their gamer PC, and right now there is like a bottleneck with the RAM chips, and I have received a couple of DMs of people telling me like there's not even RAM chips to buy from the market. We are going to host a drop tomorrow for them. We're going to sell 1K RAM chips for $1 in wax, which is very cheap. It's actually for you guys to be able to get it if you want some. And you can blend all the way to your gamer PC.
Yeah, I figured that a lot of them, that's what we also discussed, right? A lot of the Gamer Cave items or parts actually are staked. So there will be a little bit of a trickle out, right, of people unstaking them and putting them on the market because it's really worth selling them at some point, right? Because specifically the RAM chips, what's the floor price? Yeah, it's $1. It's 39 wax. So it's not that bad right now. And there's transistors that basically went up in price dramatically, right? So yeah, some of that was expected though.
They are all in my dungeon. Do we even have a G? A G Wombation will be a good Wombation.
Good Wombation.
We have electricity. People are doing.
Yeah, right.
People are going through the Mercenary, like to the alphabet.
The G Wombation. Okay. Best suggestion for.
I think we should reply, guys. We always like highlight the questions we will answer in time, so no need to put them again. But
okay, hang on.
Like Kevin has been asking this like 4 times already.
Yeah. We'll get to that. So first of all, Kev has been pointing out there's an arbitrage opportunity between the lowest listing for RAM chips and the highest offer. So somebody can just buy this off the market and sell it to the highest offerer right now. Please do this. It's ridiculous.
The Gamer Cave RAM chip.
Back when we implemented the template offers, we were thinking about automatic matching, and so nobody's buying this.
No, someone bought it. Who was it? DPNTG Wax 123. I hate you.
Why? You wanted to let the community.
I wanted to give it away. I wanted to give it away.
Why did you want to give it? But there's is that just me? There's oh no, this was bought. Okay, good. So now there's a lot of offers above 60 wax, right? So selling this at 39 is obviously not a good idea.
So far since the release of the drop, 51, 20, over 140 RAM chips have been sold.
So we have that now? Didn't you say tomorrow?
No. I mean on the secondary market.
Okay. Okay.
But they're expensive. I mean, if you want to buy 4 of them, it will cost you like $10, and then the price increases even more.
Yeah, that's because there's too little of that.
Oh my god, I have a
Um,
bio for. Let's see.
It's so funny that now Vince is okay. Anyway, where we were, and there's already suggestions. So what I was gonna ask is the best suggestion for. Now I saw this trips to the moon. Um, please make suggestions for the G something Wombatium, and the best suggestion will get a free whatever. I'll put out something from my personal stash because you know how I've been buying these red map Wombatium, so I'm the biggest holder of those.
Oh my
I've
god,
been
you will.
I've been buying them because I wanted them to sell out, right? To see what's gonna happen. So I have a few of those. So the best suggestion I can't say the word. The best proposal for for a name of a Wombatium with a G will get a free red mob Wombatium from me personally. Oh my god. Golfers or gold? Gold we already have. We actually already have a gold Wombatium, just not on wax. We have it on EOS. That's right. We
Which
actually
one?
have a gold Wombatium
A
on
god?
EOS. Gold
Gold.
Wombatium.
I got Wombatium.
But anyway, golf.
Can you repeat your request? Give us a nice suggestion for a Wombatium that starts with G, because people want an alphabet Wombatium right now.
Grandmaster.
Oh, that's it.
I like this. I like granite.
Yes, I like it. No, I like Grandmaster Wombatium.
I don't. It's just going to be so confusing with Grandmaster packs because people will think that you need that in order to blend a Grandmaster pack. Don't do this.
Okay, I'll resist.
I like
Range
this.
Wombatium.
That
Gold Wombatium.
Gold Wombatium. Gold Wombatium. Yeah.
And we make it like a Cristiano Ronaldo.
Stop clicking when I click.
Yeah, dude. No, and we make it like in the shape of Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's the GOAT, right?
You mean of MJ?
MJ?
Michael Jordan?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT.
Yeah, well.
MJ is a little bit below. He's only known in the US.
Yeah, right. Michael Jordan is only known in the US. Only
Yes.
people from the US know who Michael Jordan is.
Being objective, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo is 3 times more popular than Michael Jordan.
Nowadays, because he's still active. But if MJ was still active, MJ would be like, oh my goodness.
Did I hear Cristiano Ronaldo? The GOAT of the GOATs? You're right. Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT of the GOATs.
People aren't even agreeing with Cristiano Ronaldo being the GOAT.
I didn't highlight that one for a reason.
I did, for a reason.
Messi is the biggest name with the South American Spanish following.
You're South American, aren't you?
I'm South American. And I'm a Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
Why?
I love Cristiano. I mean, I love the way he behaves and what he represents. Like, he's an athlete and, in theory, a gentleman. He's always very dedicated. He always trains. He's very focused into doing stuff.
So he's like you. In essence, he's like you. Okay. I mean, this was obvious. There's like everyone knows MJ.
Yeah, I mean, people know MJ, but we know more Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay, so we're having so many cool suggestions.
This one is cool as well. Galaxy Wombatium.
I like Galaxy because I can imagine like what that's gonna look like, right? I also like the Gravity Wombatium, for instance. We could put Albert Einstein in this.
Can you translate this to me?
Glockenspiel. What's this called in English? It's like this we have these little metal bars, and you basically can play on it like a.
I get you, but I don't know how you call it.
Uh,
I feel like Solar got a haircut. No, actually, I need one. Like, I need one.
Chimes.
My hair looks weird whenever I don't get a haircut.
Anyway, but I also liked. Obviously, I like Grinch Bombation. I like Gangsta Wombation. I can imagine this. I also like the Giraffe Wombation.
We can make the gravity Wombation like an apple. That's the only thing I feel like
Go.
I can
I
visually
like
see.
I like Ghost as well though. Ghost, Gorilla.
Oh, Ghost is one.
Imagine like a little ghost, like in Pac-Man.
Yeah, a little one, a very cute one. I found an old 1980s Mike Tyson sticker at the weekend. It's selling for 1K on eBay. Nice, man. Congrats.
Oh my god! Congrats. Glow stick Wombation. Glow stick.
Do you know? I want a pitchfork Wombation.
Pitchfork Wombation.
Yes, because I used to joke with the guys in the chat with the PM that whenever we take up a decision, they come out with the pitchforks.
Hmm.
So it will be good to have.
Do we have any other Wombation with a P?
Gumball Wombation.
So is there? So I have three favorites essentially. You can nominate 2 more, and then we'll basically just award those.
We can do a voting actually. Which Wombation should we do with the letter G?
Can I have Kabelsalat Wombation?
What is that?
Kabelsalat.
I mean, it sounds like a salad.
It's not. It's not salad. It's when you have a lot of cables and they make one big. When they're like, how do you say, entangled, right? That this is what Kabelsalat is.
Cable salad. Yeah, exactly this. That's what I thought about.
Yeah.
Oh, we're fancy. A Grand U Wombation.
Wow.
Gambit. Nice. Gelato.
Gelato Wombation.
I don't like gelato. I'm sorry, but I like it.
What the fuck?
Graduate Wombation.
Graduate Wombation.
And people could get them when they go from the newbie pool to the expert pool.
Mm-hmm.
That one is cool.
Goof.
A play Wombation.
That's a bit too obvious.
Do you know we have designs for a play Wombation actually?
No, I don't.
I haven't shown them to you.
Maybe you should. So you can do like a reaction video here. Be right back.
I mean, I cannot because Olga didn't like it. So we will have to do a couple of tweaks before we can show it to the people.
Yeah, don't show. I mean, it's not the final version. It's fine, right? But the idea counts.
I don't want to get into problems with the boss.
Yeah, right. Olga's the boss.
What is gold? Yeah.
I like Q for Quantum Wombation. It's just that we're not discussing Q right now. But yeah, that's the ghoul.
What is a ghoul? Ghoul. I don't know what
like
is
a ghoul, like a undead, like a zombie. Just
it's like a zombie. Yeah.
Like.
Let's keep it simple. Gold Wombation. Governance. Quadratic governance. Yes. Okay, we have some questions. I think we should start answering.
Yeah. No, I first want to reward the top 5 people, and you should then send us your Wax accounts.
But which is the top 5?
So I have Gravity, Ghost, Gorilla, and Galaxy.
Gorilla, come on.
No, I like it. But so what's your 5th?
Goat. The Goat Wombation.
Okay, so we have those 5 will get a red mob Wombation from me personally because I have so many. And it's funny because they now trade at a much higher price than they used to. and I obviously it's not my intention to make money off of this, so I'm like I don't want to be selling them at current market price. Okay, so who suggested Gravity, Ghost, Gorilla, Galaxy, and Goat?
I think Goat was Kevin. I'm not sure.
Send us your
Yes, it
Wax
was
accounts, and
Kevin.
I'll send those things to you after the stream. All right, Grinch will one as well. That's
Gummy Bear, that's a good one. Speed Wombation or Velocity Wombation? I think Speed.
sounds more powerful. Velocity sounds like a technical word, right?
I don't like that you cannot copy and paste comments, but it actually just shows.
Yeah. Okay, Prince Paradox, you can stop that. We're done with the competition for G Wombatiums. We'll do that next time when we have. Thanks. We'll do that the next time when we have the next one to fill up. I don't know where this is going to be. Do we have something with age actually? But let's not go back.
Guys, remember to vote on which gamer PC you want to get a 2x mining power boost. Right now, Red Gamer PC is winning by a lot.
Well, so
When the new Wombatiums drop, waiting to blend my PC.
Okay, Deja Vu Tavern Wombatium. This is cool. We could be handing them out on the taverns exclusively.
No one mentioned C for Solar Wombatium. Yeah, I had to mention it myself.
So yeah, let's start with the questions. And there's been a bit of feedback around Kuroneko has also brought that up, and I think Webby had a comment about this earlier. So we temporarily re-enabled staking, and we'll disable it again soon within the next few days again. Or maybe, yeah, I don't want to give you a definite timeline for this, mostly because we had an increasing number of people who had their staking end, the locked staking, and then they couldn't restake, right? And all the other solutions that we discussed around that happening were basically, or like us creating a solution for this, were like way too complicated and actually also too risky. So this is why we decided to reopen staking for a very, very limited period of time. And we know that this comes with a little bit of a drawback. But then for people who are saying basically, yeah, but I bought my stake for X amount of money back in the day, and now it's much cheaper, right? But then we've also figured that the price has been a lot higher, like significantly higher than it used to be beginning of March, essentially, when we closed the staking, in February. I mean, when after the price drop, right, for Wombat and was, so it's not as attractive to do now than it used to be. That's a bad excuse, obviously. But overall, we decided to go that route. But one thing is clear, that people who have been staking for a long time, we want to, like, we appreciate this, right? And we want to also have some benefits going forward for people who have been staking for a long time. So that's something that we'll keep in mind, right? But for us right now, on a short notice, that was the best decision, because Play token launch will happen soon. Whatever, I know that I'm saying soon, right? But it's not tomorrow, right? So we wanted to have a solution for people who have been staking and who basically lost their VIP level, and that was the best compromise that we found, essentially. right? So yeah, and with regards to the token launch, we're basically the main factor that's now playing into this is we want the market to be good, right? So we're basically watching this. We want, we have to make this a success. That's our priority to get for the token to do well, right? And we have the best chance of this doing well when the market is good, right? So that's why we're currently, it will be soon, right? But this will happen when the market conditions get a little bit better.
Thank you for your question, Webby.
It will turn into play staking, right? So down the line, you will have to stake play in order to have your VIP level.
Next one.
Well, this is basically
It's
the same thing, right? So that was our reasoning behind the whole.
I mean, I find it similar to what it was to the. I mean, this is of course my personal opinion, but similar to what happened with Citify and all these funds and launchpads in the previous bull market. Like for you to get a Citify tier 3 allocation, you had to spend $30,000. Now you have to spend 2K to get a Citify VIP or something like that. I haven't checked in a while.
We discussed this a few weeks ago, right? Where there are some people, including advisors of ours and also people in the space, who are saying, "Hey, look, that's Web3, right? In Web3, this can happen, right? You don't buy something that doesn't have an ongoing price, right? Plus, obviously, people who bought their VIP 5 stake or VIP level 7 stake or whatever 2 years ago, let's say, right? They've been benefiting from having this, and they've been getting utility for it, and this is how you might want to view it, right? So now, today, obviously, utility for VIP level, let's say 5 or like staking 200,000 Wombat tokens maybe isn't as good as it used to be, because let's say the free season pass that you get, it used to be $15 to $20. Now it's closer to like $2 or $3, right, or $4, whatever. So there's also the value has been changing of this, right? So it's really hard to compare this to anything in the kind of traditional world. And yeah, it's very normal for this to happen in Web3 because you can't guarantee that the price for any token will stay stable. For us, obviously, it's maybe a little bit more extreme than for CDFI, right, where we went from 60 million valuation to a 2 million valuation, right? So that's a factor of 30 within, let's say, the last year plus for 40 months. And maybe that's more extreme than for something like CDFI, but it's still not as bad as for something like, I don't know, block games or whatever. But all of this doesn't take away from this being people being rightfully upset about this, right? It doesn't create a good feeling for anyone if they spend X amount of money on something and now it's available for a lower amount. It never creates a good feeling, right? You never feel good about having spent $5,000 on something that's now worth 500. It's never right. It's just not a good feeling, and that I like. We understand, and we also appreciate this, and we try to well compensate, for the lack of a better word. We'll try to compensate for this later on, right? But it's not always possible with the tools at hand, essentially.
Yeah, I think that is one of the biggest issues we have with Web3, and until someone comes up with something, but staking itself doesn't help the price go up or down.
Well, it does. Of course, it does, and you can see that in numerous examples, especially when you do APR staking, right? So if you say, okay, there's let's say 100 million
I mean,
Wombat
it helps the
tokens.
price go down. Yeah, that is
No,
true.
but short term, it's basically kicking the can down the road, right? If you offer staking, so there was this iAgent project launching recently, right? And they introduced staking, and obviously, yes, long term you will create more sell pressure, but short term it basically creates incentives to basically buy tokens and stake them, and it's always been like that, right? And that's okay. I also don't mind this in general. It's just that. Like I said, it never feels good that you spend X amount of money for something that somebody now can buy for a fraction of this of the money that you spend, right? And that's totally understandable, right? And it just in Web3, yes, that's always going to happen, unless you do something that's like so. Let's imagine stake.com, not stake.com, crypto.com. They have a different system to this, right? So you have to stake a certain dollar or euro amount of tokens in order to get the VIP benefit, right? And it's different for every single person, right? So that's okay, but we could do it like that, right? So basically, you stake, and you have to stake $1,000 worth of tokens to be VIP level 6, and then anyone else coming in can obviously stake the same. They can also achieve VIP level 6, but then they would have to buy $1,000 worth of tokens. This would be fair in that respect, right? It's just that then you can't have the same kind of APR thing that the same reward incentive that we have for fixed for locked staking, because that would generate a lot of sell pressure, right? For people staking basically $1,000 of tokens, that's a lot of tokens that you would be getting as a reward. That's one thing. And the implementation of this, especially if you do it on chain, is a lot more complex, because you need an oracle, right? You need to basically make sure how many, who you need to track who has staked when and how much exactly, based on which price, so that this is in sync, right? And then upgrading is also a lot more difficult, because if you staked originally, let's say you bought $500 worth of tokens to stake for VIP level 5, then you want to upgrade to VIP level 6, but now your stake is not worth $500, it's worth $200. Then you would have to make up for for the difference, right? So that's not, there's pros and cons to this, and maybe at some point we'll implement staking based off of dollar values, which would be cool, because this would generally stabilize the demand for the token, right? But like I said, it's not awesome in terms of the incentives, so we would have to kind of do something else about this. That being said, I hope that you're going to be okay with this. We'll close staking soon again, and the idea is to have a warning whenever you want to claim your locked staking going forward, right? So that people run into that problem less, or not at all anymore. And once we have that, we'll close staking again, and then we're going to be in the same situation that we were a few weeks ago.
This is an interesting question. I'll highlight it. So if the so if the markets don't get better in a couple months, you want to launch Play? You want to launch Play?
Yeah, that's not really how I would put it, because we don't want to kind of move indefinitely. It's just that we're seeing signs, and also our advisors and so on, we're seeing signs that the market will improve, right? And if our outlook, for instance, was, hey, the market is going to go a lot worse within the next 6 months, then we would have launched, or we would launch earlier, right, in order not to get into a worse situation. But since most of the people that we talk to are basically positive about the outlook of the market and that it's going up, that's actually fascinating how little upward momentum we've had in the market based off of the news that's been going around. Right, there's been some amazing news, and in a better macro sentiment, these would have basically pushed Bitcoin up by 2, 3, 4, 5% individually, each one of them, like GameStop basically adopting a Bitcoin treasury strategy as well, or what else was this week or last week? Right, there's a lot like this. The whole discussion about the stablecoin regulation and this and the whole stablecoin strategy for the US. This is amazing. Actually, it's really amazing. Most people don't realize that how powerful that's going to be, because this has the potential of driving a lot more dollars, like physical dollars or virtual dollars, even into stable coins, crypto dollars, right? So obviously that's going to increase the accessibility of crypto to a lot of people. So a lot of things actually happening. So this is kind of the basis. If our outlook was okay, the market will be trending downwards, then we would actually launch earlier. If our outlook actually is that the market will improve, then there's we'll wait a little. We're not going to wait 2 years until Bitcoin is back at 90,000, right? So that's not what we're doing. But it's understandable that you're having questions around this, and that it's not as straightforward if I bring up that reasoning. But for us, it's really important that we're not in a depressed market, right? And I guess that we can agree on this. So, Jago, anything else that you wanted to put up here, or?
Not really. I'm reading the chat.
Okay.
I mean, in general, I don't know what is going on. In general, it feels like people like the idea of the staking based on USD rather than on the token.
Yeah, I see this. Well, the original idea that we had with regards to the price change was to slightly readjust the levels over time, right? So if the Wombat token had gone much more expensive from where we had originally planned it, then we would have adjusted this to lower amounts for new stakers. For price going down, this is a little bit weird, right? Because then the staking requirements would go up, and then what do you do with existing stakers, right? So then you would have to distinguish, and that was back in the day when we implemented this. When we implemented staking, we didn't have kind of a clear answer to how to deal with this, right? Especially because we had locked staking, and with locked staking, if you staked for a period of, let's say, a year or so, right, and then you have to renew that, what's the logic for the renewals? And this would have complicated the whole smart contract development there a lot. Okay, let's go back to this. Want to ask, Caprimoa is asking about play ratio. All I know, it would change, but no detail yet. Please make it as fair as possible, because I already did DCA Wombat was based on the previous rate before the one last huge dump. I mean, generally DCAing into anything makes a lot of sense, so that's good. However, right now, did I click that? No. Right now we won't put out any additional information about this for now, right? Because we made the mistake back in the day saying the things that we said, so we don't want to make the same mistake again, right? And there's a few things that we'll really know after we launch. So we won't be publishing that information prior to the launch. But yeah, it is going to be fair, right? So the one thing that's very, very important here is whatever changes we make in order to maximize the likelihood of success for all of us, right? And it's not about us making more money or whatever. It's only about being in a position where everybody's happy, right? Where everyone gets the value that they deserve for what they've been doing, right? And like I said, that also entails maybe benefits or extra rewards for people who have been around for long, right? Or whatever it means. So that is generally accounted for in the plans that we have.
Okay, let's tackle a couple of. Okay, you can go along with that.
So godlike MIT. First time here, so congrats or welcome. Any update on OnePlay ranking, NFTs release, upgrade, downgrade on Wombox winning games? So in general, I think what we have in OnePlay/Wombat is generally pretty stable, right? So we're not changing a lot of the things because a lot of the things that we've had there are working, and the few things that we started doing that were supposed to bring bigger change, they didn't have the effect that we were hoping for. So we're not necessarily keen on kind of doubling down on things that we haven't seen the signs of actually working, right? We have this minimum viable product ethos in the company where we first want to put out something and see whether it works, just like we did with Dungeon Master back in the day, or with OnePlay in the beginning, or with Wombat itself, actually. So create a small product, but we also and then see how well it works and then adapt. But that also goes for individual features, right? So for OnePlay, there's been these questions around more games. So we're signing up new partners as we speak. So we just had one basically signed this week. So there's going to be more games coming on, and that to us is kind of the most important thing. And then there's a few changes that we want to make to the overall payout prize stuff that we're working on, but that's a little that's not very immediate because there's a little risk in there, right? Risk in terms of, okay, what happens with cheaters? What happens with the general prize pools, the ratio of how much people are getting, and so on. And it also has to go in line with, let's say, how we market, how many users we acquire, and so on. So we're working on a few things, on a few changes there, but we're not planning any kind of major disruptive changes for OnePlay anytime soon. Yeah. So you go ahead about gems. I'll be right back. I need to get something else to drink.
Okay. I think the gems are too valuable to enchant them into years. Maybe we should try to buff them a little bit for them to be more attractive to be staked. I think that will be something nice. When user interface update, I agree, like that it is very difficult to scroll along all the NFTs that you have and that you want to look into staking. I also saw a suggestion from you as well, or I don't know who it was. This one. Right now, scrolling and staking NFTs often leads to accidental clicks, which makes the process frustrating. And staking is even more tedious since there's no unstakeable option, and we have to select each NFT up to 100 at a time manually. A smoother user interface for staking and bulk staking feature will be a huge help. Yeah, I think we can introduce a unstable feature. Overall, I think we should improve the way in which you stake NFTs. Maybe filter the collection, filter them by MP, which you already have some of them. But right now, for example, for some collections, you could have the NFTs of one of the collections, but you will have to click on a lot more to show them all, which is not good. What else do we have? Gems are definitely worth staking, contrary to some believers. The decent MP, these gems alongside the perfect gem payout is just good as rarities. All of these assets hold its value. Yeah, that's true. That's what I like about gems and the buyback. That's why we also cannot give them away so easily. For example, through season rewards or through the dungeon chest. That's why we also had to introduce the gem shards, which, in my opinion, they have been doing a good job. Like people with some patience, they can get their gem shards and blend them into a gem. Who's that Pokemon? Who's that One Vision? Who's that Pokemon? I recently have been like pretty addicted to watching these unpacking Pokemon cards videos. It's pretty cool. Yeah, scrolling is very hard, always clicking into NFTs. Well, I suggested in Discord, but in PC building, only parts can be blended. PC will be just a set of components you can insert and replace with a fee. Then overclocking with a chance of failure at higher frequency. That will also consume a lot of basic components. The thing with this is that we usually use the Nifty Blocks blend and the Nifty Blocks upgrade feature for this kind of features in which we will have to blend and add NFTs to one another and build your perfect PC. We will have to do something else, unless I'm missing something. What do you think, Adrian?
I don't know. I haven't. I have. I was. Sorry, I was basically scrolling through the chat. Yeah. I mean, one thought that I had with regards to Gamer Cave was something similar to what we did for the letters for Wombat Prime X, which is we could make them rotate, right? They're like a rotate blend where you, I don't know, let's say you blend two common parts plus something else, some kind of catalyst, like the equivalent of the confetti on EOS, into the next one, right? So whatever, two casings into whatever it is. Let's say it's transistor, right? So I could imagine something like this, so that this would have an impact on, because there's obviously a supply issue here, right? So this is something I could imagine. This is something what we did in the past. So the question is, what would that look like in practice? I haven't spoken to Santiago about this yet, but this is a thought that I had the last few days when we saw a lot of demand movement for the individual parts.
This is an interesting one. The way I see this is that the community is waiting for play as a savior to Dungeon Master. What happens to DM if play doesn't work?
That's actually interesting, because I don't necessarily see it as this, right? The reason why we, for instance, moved from Wombat-based payouts to dollar-based payouts or USDC payouts is precisely that it's not as dependent on the token, right? So I wouldn't see why that's the case. It's clear that a lot of the people who are vocal here in chat and in the community in general are Dungeon Master players and have played the game for a long time and have been investing or spending a lot of money in the game. But the thing is, I'll have to accept the package now. Sorry, my wife's not home. I'll be right back. But I really want to. I think that the main reason for basically the price pool being lower, and I think Webby, you've been pointing this out earlier, for the price pool being lower now than it used to be in, let's say, season 1, is not that that the Wombat token price is down. Back then, we didn't even have a Wombat token, right? But it is mostly that the market's not awesome for Web3 games. The wax is down dramatically, right? So everything is trading at much lower prices. And if you show me one single game that has a higher payout, a Web3 game that has a higher payout now than they used to back in early 2022, then I'm really, really curious to hear that. But I'll be right back. I need to accept the package. Maybe you can go ahead with the next question.
Okay. What else, guys? What else? Using all ideas, upgrade feature, blending to introduce new things will always work people. You want people to interact more, then you need to come up with something new like being suggested. Make people want to join it and not just for MP's sake. I agree MP is not the best way, but we are always open. I'm always open to suggestions, ways to improve the game. I mean, you guys, this is your game as well, guys. So you can also provide ideas. For example, the one that being suggested is good, but it also involves significant developing because remember that you're interacting with the blockchain. If you want this to work like perfectly, we will have to set up a new standard. We will have to set up the smart contracts. So in general, I agree, but you also need to take into account the cost basis. Like, is this going to cost us, like, for example, 5K? Then we should expect at least 5K in revenue. And we're not even taking into account the time that it will take us to develop. So we need something, a very good idea that we're confident that we can go forward with it and we can allocate some development, some production, some help from the marketing team so we can work with it. What package did you receive?
It's 2 packages that my parents sent for the kids. So once they come home in a few minutes, probably, they'll have a lot of fun unpacking those because it's a lot of stuff that my parents sent over for the kids.
Lego packs.
My parents asked what they should put in there. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure about Lego packs, but I'm pretty sure about Lego magazines because they're much harder to get here than in Germany.
People are still here, just jumping to new projects. Yeah, I mean, that's what people do. That's what most people do on Web3. There's always something shiny. Is there anything Playman can do to stabilize when it comes out? Token buybacks at a set price, token burn when token hits certain criteria like price drops?
Wow, there's a lot in there. Well, I think let's unveil that, or let's go from the back. Token burns when the price drops below a certain price point or whatever. This won't do anything, right? Because that basically will just mean, hey, we're burning through all tokens, but where should we get the tokens from at a certain point, right? Then you'll just keep burning, and that may have a short-term effect. You saw that back in the day when Stellar, the Stellar Foundation, basically said, hey, we're burning 50% of our supply, and then the token shot up and then it went down, right? So this doesn't have a long-lasting effect on people. So I would say that's probably not what it's going to be. Token buybacks at a set price, I would strongly advise not to do this, right? Because that's just going to open up arbitrage for people who can buy the token cheaper. And then the question is, how many of these tokens can you actually buy back, and where is the cash flow for this coming from? So this has got to be, like, long term. This has got to be cash that's created from operational cash flow, right? Because it doesn't make sense to have let's say 2 million in whatever number, right? Even if it's 100 million in cash sitting somewhere that you just use to buy back the token at a fixed price of if the token goes down, like nobody does that, right? Because you will just funnel money to people who basically sell the tokens to you at a price that's higher than the market. I think the magic lies in consistently delivering on what you promise, on the things that are on the roadmap, that were the reasons why people have been buying. That on one hand, and on the other hand, increasing the amount of liquidity for the token. Right. One problem, obviously, at this stage for the Wombat token is that or also WOSDER token, is that there's very little liquidity in the market for those. Obviously, that's also got to do with the price, and it's a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. But we're going to be in a much better situation when it comes to the liquidity of the token, the Play token going forward, and keep delivering on the things specifically when it comes to PlayMind, that where the reasons why people who came in new specifically and who bought the Play token because of the PlayMind protocol, why they are there, right? And I think personally that with all the other things that Play token purchasers, buyers, that they get on top of what PlayMind actually will deliver. But PlayMind protocol is a long-term thing, right? There's actually a lot that they can do with this already. So I think we're going to have a very good value proposition. But then again, also we've learned a lot from how things can go wrong when you do certain things, right? Over the last year and a half specifically, right? Because before that, the price for Wombat was pretty stable, and there was a certain reason for that. And now, over the last year and a half, we had a lot more volatility in the token price, and there's a reason for that as well. And now we know how we can do better. So that's kind of the main thing that we're going to be doing better. Kevin Kev, you mentioned before that Play will win airdrop token to Wombat was not converted. For those who are staking, it will be converted, so people who are staking won't have these Wombat as compared to those who are holding in the wallet. No, it will be the same, right? Stakers will keep their Wombat tokens. So after let's say you're in locked staking, after your locked staking runs out, you'll be able to get your Wombat tokens out and do whatever you want with them, right? Maybe I don't know, stake them again. I don't know. There's not going to be a reason to do that, but you can do whatever you want with them. You'll get your Wombat back. Master Shin has been asking, can we get a way to view old stuff from the WOSDER forums? You mean from what was inside the WOSDER app? Is that what you mean with forums? Because then the answer is no, you can't. This is unfortunately one for Santiago directly. So we should wait until he's back. I don't know where he's gone.
Sorry, I gotta go. Please change a sort of equipment, NFTs in equipment. I'm asking this for some time. It shouldn't be hard to do. Yeah, I agree, it shouldn't be hard to do, but we have other priorities. Right now, I think with the USDC changes and everything, we can start putting attention into these things that also matter a lot.
So which order should they be in? The order of like rarity, or because right now the order I think is in kind of how you acquired them, the time
yes
they were
when you put them. Maybe we should put them into the last one you used. Last squib should be first. Yes.
And if you've never equipped them before,
then it should be all the way down or last unequipped. Yeah, I mean sorting should be simple.
yeah, it should be all the way down, but there's going to be a lot of items that you've never equipped. The majority of your items you've never equipped. I would say, at least that's for me, right?
True. But they should display, yeah, and then which priority you do. Well, we can add a rarity and last equipped. Yeah, if they are not used, then by entering the wallet descending.
Make tabs for the rarity. To just give us filters. Yeah, I mean, that's the question. What do you want, right? What would really help?
Watch out! My dog is bothering me. Well,
What's new?
they never bother. They give you love, but they get anxious sometimes.
On this, did I tell you about the cat that we have? That's our neighbor's cat, actually, but she's kind of ours now.
Yes.
And the other day, she ended up in bed, in our bed.
Okay.
Because she obviously spent the night in the house somehow. She snuck in. And then I was already up. And then suddenly my wife's like, hey, the cat was in the bed and like right next to her head. And it's like, oh. So that so much on pets bothering.
Yeah, he's dude. Well, he doesn't talk English.
We want to hear you speak Spanish.
Sí, debería hablarle en español, porque si no, no entiende.
Mostly used are usually last I got and are at the end of the list, and changing my head for a while is a lot of scrolling. Yeah, I get that. I never do that. I should do that more often. Like equip the extra rope items that I have. I don't have that many, but whenever I claim my achievements. Lego Wombation. That's gonna be really cool.
¿Qué pasa? He's crying. I don't know why.
Crying. What happened to gear sets? Prince Paradox, which gear sets do you mean? Do you mean the bonuses for the, like, if you equip multiple or all of a particular set, or do you mean the presets so that you can equip them easier? Would need sort. I mean, sort will be a lot easier than the sets, but okay, I guess you mean those. We've spoken about this, Santiago, right? That you could have presets where you can basically just easy equip number 1 or number 2 or number 3. Yeah, that's gonna be so nasty.
Like in Diablo, multi-equip a single set of gear based on a theme. Yeah, like a preset.
Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting from a technical perspective, because I think they will probably have to remain staked, like all of them. But I mean, it's probably doable, because right now, you know that, right? All of you here know that whenever you equip or unequip an item, that is an on-chain transaction.
A favorite gears. I like this one. Yeah, we should be able to have 2 presets.
And by the way, also, if Funken is here, that's what he would always ask.
Can we just the NFT ID? And as long I don't understand, just use NFT ID. I don't understand.
Well, so the reason why we did it the way we did it is that we could have this 1 day of unstaking period. Right. The reason for us having a 1 day unstaking period for both items and NFTs is that the longest run duration is 24 hours. right? So you can't use the same item in two different accounts, or in two different runs on two different accounts. That's the reason for the one-day unstaking. That's why we originally decided to have staking of all items. That's why you have to stake them and then unstake them, basically. And so every single time that's an on-chain transaction. So if we were to do presets, I'm kind of thinking that any item that you put into a preset would have to remain staked. So then you can basically switch between them. And that might be off-chain then. Probably is easier.
I love doing 6 hours, 6 1-hour runs and 2 6 hours runs. I keep doing that manually. I like it. That's a good one.
So you want presets for the run queue as well? That's cool.
We can make it work. I also want to add as soon as possible the dungeon history, so the clan leaders can know who is spending which.
Okay, we're basically out of questions right now, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
We can start with the crabs.
With the what?
With the it's not grabfish, it's Twitchitites.
Okay. I can't really read that. What we could use posting. This sorting of NFTs has been raised. Another issue I personally encountered was with grouping of the same NFTs. This is problematic if you hold multiple wombats. Colored PCs of different upgradable levels can only see the MP of one of the same NFTs only.
So that's the reason of the bug we were discussing yesterday, Vince? Or is it something completely different?
No, I think we need to display, because you know how when you stake or unstake, I think not in unstaking, in staking, you can choose 6 of the, if you have 6 of the same, you can choose the limit numbers that you want to, the individual items that you want to stake. So we might want to display the mining power of each of them right next to there. But I can show you. I know what this.
Sorry, I was in just a discussion. I was talking with you through DMs yesterday, but it must be another different thing then.
Like, or a different Vince.
How can you say you weren't in the discussion? I was talking with you. But yeah, I got it. It is different then. Okay. I have also received the error with the swords. Like, I see one NFT and from one collection, and I have to scroll more and click on load more for it to show up. I'm not expert, but I think there's a lot of ideas backed by something. What?
Okay. I'm not sure. Twitchitites isn't loading. So let me try again.
Staking. Yeah, we have to sort it out. Thank you, Rising Rebels.
Yeah, I get that. Shouldn't be too hard though.
I think also one of the questions of Webby indirectly will be, if play is performing very good, will we be able to increase the price pool for Dungeon Master?
Well, yeah, maybe that was an indirect question. Yes, of course. And if it's if we do well with play, then we can also go back to play token payouts or whatever, right? And have a much bigger prize pool again, just like we did early last year when the prize pool went up to total payout like $150,000, right? And then we have a totally different discussion regarding is it worth playing than right now with a total 15,000, and I totally understand that. So we should all root for play to do well, right? But at the same time, the changes that we've been making and now making the payout more independent of the token, this basically sets the stage for even if play doesn't work out as well, then your payouts are not doomed, right? Because we can basically say as long as the game does well, then the games then the prize pool can be healthy as well.
True. I was trying to do something, but it didn't work.
Okay. So we're already starting a round of Twitchy Tides. I just changed the command to play. I don't know whether that's already in effect. I guess it is.
And we expect Moth Bombations to be brought back to life on the drop page. I'm not sure if through a drop. I mean, there will be for sure 100% sure more Moth Bombations, but I'm not sure if we will do a drop again.
Sorry for the confusion with the play command. Use play with an AI. That seems to work, right? So now if you use that, everyone just use play with an AI. But drop out got added.
Why haven't you talked and you only show up for the for the Twitchy Tides? Come on, man.
So Sirlison got added. Crypto Infinity did not. I'm confused, to say the least. So if play with an AI doesn't work for you, just try with an AI.
Yeah, the issue is having to load 500 NFTs is like, oh my god.
So but some people got added with an AI, I believe. So anyway, we'll go back to AY. So okay, everyone just type !play with an AY if you want to join this. So that seems to work now. Okay. Or does it? Why was Red Scorpion not added? I'm really confused. Play Y.
Everything in my body hurts right now. Like, I don't know if you have seen my positions during the stream. Like, I'm 5 minutes in one position, then I have to change because everything is sore and hurts.
So do you not have any cheat codes for this? You being a medic, like,
I mean,
infusions, whatever.
Ideally, what I should have done is taking a cold shower after the game, but I'm physically and mentally unable to do that. I know you can do it. I cannot. I'm weak. And also, you need to. I mean, if you're this sore, it is understandable to take a muscular. I don't know how do you say it in English, like a muscular relaxant. Muscle relaxants. That's right. So I plan to take one after the stream. Up, down, left, left.
It's one of my favorite things about the Deftones is that they have a song called this. So that's I always appreciated this because it's the ultimate cheat code.
Think of the BBQ. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It is next Saturday. This Saturday we have like the ceremony of prizes and everything. They will do a ceremony and everything. So it will be
Just
cool.
take a normal warm shower like normal people do.
No, I like my showers like it must be burning my my skin for me to like it. I love very hot showers.
I mean, I think cold showers have so many benefits. They're really good. They're not as comfortable, but I've been telling you I've been doing these ice baths every week, right? Where you sit in 2 degrees Celsius cold water
You like
for
to
like 5 minutes.
torture yourself.
Um, so it's really good, and it doesn't feel that cold.
Muscle relaxants are fun. I mean, the only thing is that they give you somnolence, so I don't really like to take them. Do you remember any childhood games that had simple user interface but was addictive to play?
Like Pong,
Which one?
like Pong on the Atari or whatever.
The one of the tanks, I don't remember the name, but you had two tanks and you had to destroy each other base.
Wasn't it literally called Tanks?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Robert.
Bomberman is very cool.
That's exactly it. I have a friend here who is a Wim Hof instructor, and he convinced me to do this, to basically go back to cold showers. I used to do cold showers back in the day, like 10 years ago or so, for like 2 years, and everything was good. And then I stopped doing it, and now I do them again. But also, he has this ice tub, right, where he has a literal cooler where you can go in for like wherever there's 2 degrees Celsius cold water. And it's amazing. It's really cool.
Me too.
Cool.
I just need to start it.
Literally.
It is the most difficult thing to do, start it. But afterwards, I think you will be fine.
It takes you about a week to get used to.
You know, I always had the idea that it would be great to have like one of the games that you can play on stream with viewers is something like Bomberman.
Bomberman was so cool.
That was so fun. I loved Bomberman.
Actually, on the Game Boy, there was a similar game that was called Dyna Blaster. That was, oh my god, that was one of the most popular games in my. I had when I was a kid, my brother and myself and the friend, we used to run a Game Boy game borrowing business, sort of, right? So we had this tent at the friend's place, and we would always sit there once or twice a week and basically have all our games ready, and other kids could come and pay us to rent Game Boy games, right?
Nice.
And then they had ratings from A to F, I believe, or from A to E, depending on their quality and their popularity, like a kind of popularity score. And Dyna Blaster had an A. That was one of the A games because everybody wanted to play that. So I don't know whether anyone can remember Dyna Blaster, but this was a Bomberman type. It was just a little cooler, more sophisticated, and this was so much fun. But also, like, I don't know how old I was, maybe like 8 or so when we had this business, and we'd make flyers that we hung out in our village so that everybody could read that and see.
That's
like,
nice,
hey,
man.
Tuesdays afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m. the rental service is open, and yeah, it was. I need to.
You were the blockbuster of video games in your town.
Yeah, maybe. Bomberman.
Bomberman was so fun to play with my friend. I actually have this memory.
Dyna Blaster was officially from the Bomberman franchise.
Oh,
awesome!
I mean, I actually have this core memory of me playing it with my best friend, and we having so much fun. That was amazing. Adrian, ideally, can you instruct your team to make a formal announcement, say 24 hours prior to the soft locking on staking?
The soft lock, you mean before we close it again? Yes, we'll do that. Like we did last time. I think we gave you a 48 hours or something. But yes, we'll do that. Thanks.
Oh my god, the Blue Gamer PC is having some. Is taking the lead in the seasonal boost.
Why are you surprised?
I don't know. I'll vote for the yellow because it is the one with the least votes.
Hmm. Okay. Anyone else wants to join? We're only 34 people, maybe because of the mishap that I had with play with AI versus AY. So last chance to join. If you haven't joined yet, ! play with an AY. Juan Pablo Espinoza, I'm going to answer this because I feel like we shouldn't leave it out there. And it's great that you're joining via Twitter/X. Get to work, Dan. 6 months ago, you should have launched Play, and the only advance in the last 6 months is a logo rebrand. That's not precisely true, and we have been working on this, and we made a lot of progress. We had a lot of changes. And now it's going to be very, very soon, as soon as the market allows for a successful launch. We'll be there, whatever that means. So don't worry about this. I understand that you're impatient, but it's going to happen. So don't worry. Okay. Then we're at 37. So we've seen worse, I guess. So let's launch that. We'll do as usual. The top 5 players will get a promo box, and the top player wearing a wombat costume. So that's gonna be Shiba Seeker. I think is the only one. So Shiba Seeker. No, Vince is also there with a wombat. So we do have a little bit of a competition there. That's good. So yeah, top 5 players will get a promo box, and the top player wearing a wombat skin. Let's go.
Is it the Monday in Germany?
It's always Monday in Germany. Lucky me, I don't live in Germany right now. Yeah, that's a fast round. Down to 3. There we go.
Carbonara.
Carbonara. Capped up is
what was the price? Sorry, I think I.
Promo boxes. The usual.
And you should add a red combination on top, right?
No. Like that, I should have said that before. Okay, let me.
I have 43 wax. I'll buy 2 red combinations. Or anyway, the cheapest combination actually. Let's see.
Cheapest.
Oh, the yellow is the cheapest one. I'll buy 2. Okay, guys, if you want this yellow combination, I'll send on private to Adrian 2 numbers from 1 to 100. Wait, don't post your number yet. Wait, I have to buy them. Private chat. Okay, 2 numbers from
First
1
things
to
first.
100. Okay. And go. You have to guess the number. Pretty easy. Yellow is cheap because it's forcing well. Yeah, I was seeing the supply is 200. Solar will pick 69. No, it wasn't 69. I thought about it though. If I thought about it, you will assume I did something similar.
Where did you send that to me?
On the private on the stream.
Okay. So
okay, I got one already that got one of the numbers. Come on, guys. Wait, I'm scrolling down, so it is likely someone already got it. Come on, guys. If I said I thought about 69, then what is the next reasonable thing I could have done? And someone was so close.
70? 420. That makes so much sense.
Webby got it. Okay, guys. The two comments were 28 by Masbas and 96 by Webby. Congratulations. Stop.
Me being the notary of this, I can confirm that the two numbers that Santiago put out were 28 and 96.
I mean, if I said I thought about 69, the most logical thing is 96.
That's just for you. I think for many other people, the most logical would be 68 or 70 then.
What the fuck? I actually leaked the answer in the wrong way.
I don't get this.
Can you send me your wallet, Webby and Masbas, please? No, thank you. Your wallet. I mean, you're welcome. No problem. Catalin Mario.
Okay.
Webby, why does your wallet have so many weird numbers? It's his safe flux password. Yeah, that's what I did actually. Imagine if thank you 1234 was the wallet. Yeah.
Okay. Then I suppose we'll just do a raid now. We're a bit early for this, but feels like after the Twitchy Tides, it's always time to. 96 is when you guys are angry with each other.
That's a good one. You said 96 first. Really? Shiva Seeker 98, 97, 96. Oh my god. I think I'll have to buy another Map 1 Vision. Okay, send me your wallet. I only have 9 wax left in my wallet. I'm poor.
The reason is that wax is down so much. Stop being waxed.
No, I have wax, but I have it on a centralized exchange.
What? That's what you do?
I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't.
So what are you doing with them? Do you have them at least staked on?
To be honest, I don't have any good use case for wax. That's why it is on a 6.
Buy more yellow mobilizations.
I usually do that. I like to buy some gems and stuff like that. Not your wallet, not your wax. I mean, I agree. But I have on a centralized exchange stuff that I should be able to sell quickly. If you get what I mean. There's no liquidity on wax, so actually if I want to make a quick trade or anything, I usually sacrifice the wax to be able to buy anything else.
Yeah, the problem is when price goes down. Oh my, here's the afternoon sun. So
I mean, the thing is this: if I want to trade wax strictly, I cannot buy or sell USDC on wax because there's very little liquidity. But if I have it on a centralized exchange, then I have access to a lot of liquidity. For example, Binance.
is there so little liquidity for?
I mean, if you
Wax
want to buy,
USDC?
for example, 2K of USDC on wax, then the slippage is close to 10%.
Yeah, okay. But why would you buy 2K of USDC on Wax?
So you can bridge it to Solana.
Yeah, then just get it on Solana.
Yes. That's why I'm telling you it's better to have it on a centralized exchange.
I'm just noting the wallets. Yeah, reminder, if you were one of the ones suggesting Gravity, Ghost, Gorilla, Galaxy, Goat, or Grinch Bombation, then send me your wallet so that you can get a red mob bombation.
Last question of the stream. Who are we rating?
Who are we rating today? That's gonna be.
Is nobody going to mention that Adrian looks like an angel? I mean, he needs a lot of patience to answer to some of the comments. I don't know how he does it.
Well, the people asking the questions typically need more patience, so I can relate.
So, guys, you see him like an angel. It's the result of having cold showers. That's what you should do.
Exactly. No, it's
Looks like a ghost faded. It's hypothermia.
because we're still in winter time here until next week. It's the angle of the sun in my camera essentially. Saga Rose. Okay. Marbles on stream. Sounds like something we should do. We should raid Saga Rose.
That's how ghosts are shown in movies. Yeah, this is the ghost
Right.
of it.
In what's the movie with I see ghosts. No, I see dead people. With
Scrooge.
oh my god, what's the bald guy?
Isn't it Scrooge? Like the Phantoms of Scrooge? No.
Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Bruce Willis, the one with Bruce Willis. So
Web3 Solana. Marbles and streamer.
Sixth Sense, yeah, right, Sixth Sense. That's what I was at. Bruce Willis.
Bruce Will.
Bruce Willis.
Ghost Busters.
All right. Then we're gonna be rating Saga Rose. So let's get onto this, and we'll be back with more news, more new things, and more information.
Who was the guy I had to send the yellow bombation? I didn't receive his wallet. You have 1 minute. Well, you have 10 seconds to send me your wallet.
Oh! I can always do that afterwards on.
Yeah, true.
On Discord or whatever. Never gonna be a problem.
Always send me again, Shiva Seeker.
Okay, so have fun with Saga Rose. Say hello. Do promote Wombat and everything. So, Dungeon Master, obviously. Then, cool. And yeah, talk soon. Talk next week on Monday. Hope that nothing bad's gonna happen in between.
Thank you, guys.
Fun.
Have a
Say
good
hello
one.
to Saga Rose. Bye-bye.
You have to use the new overlay. Yeah.
Okay, we
Wait.
fired it successfully.
We're